Cade Cunningham in general and what he means to the Detroit Pistons, what he means to this franchise. If you just kind of want to talk about the importance of Cade Cunningham to the Detroit Pistons, like how much of the Pistons' future is in the hands of Cade Cunningham, and just the pressure on him, being that he was the number one overall pick. He had comparisons to guys like Luka Doncic, just could be a superstar player, the best player on a championship team. Talk about the importance of him to this Detroit Pistons team and where, how he could lead this team going into the future.
I mean, when he was getting drafted, he was touted as the guy of his draft. So, I think there's a lot to say about that. I also think that last year said a lot without Cade Cunningham. I think the team was a lot worse without him. Um, Cade is a Cade isn't Cade is an all around. If we're gonna talk like an analogy, when you played like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, you got your all around characters. He's one of those. He's like your Mario on the team. So Cade's extremely important to that franchise. He's the captain. If we're gonna name a guy a captain, it's gonna be Cade. And when he went out, team only won 17 games and got the 5th pick, picked up nice guy named Oscar Thompson. We'll talk about him later in the show, but the importance of Cade Cunningham is, I think he is up there on the list of if let's say there's a top 10 list of most important players on a team ranked. So obviously we would say LeBron number 1. LeBron's the most important player on any team that he's on. You can put Luka Doncic on there. You can put I'm trying to think. Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Kevin Durant. I think Cade is going to prove that when he is healthy, he is the most important player on that team. And when you got guys that we are now developing in Oscar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, James Wiseman, he's going to be a really good person to not build this roster, but assist in the development of the roster.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking about when I saw those videos of Cade, just thinking about how important he really is, because the NBA is a star-driven league. We've seen that. You have to have, other than the 04 Pistons, if you don't have a top 10 player in the NBA, you're not winning a championship. Maybe the Pistons could be that exception again, but I wouldn't really count on that. But I just think for Cade Cunningham, I look at Troy Weaver, I think his job is on the line. If Cade Cunningham doesn't pan out, then I think Troy Weaver is probably going to see his way out. I think Cade is the guy that's going to make this work. As good as Asar Thompson and Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren can be, those guys aren't leading you to a championship. Cade Cunningham has to be a top 10 player in the NBA. He has to be the best player on a championship team in order for this team to get to where it wants to go. And just he is so important to this team. And I don't want people to get caught up in the smaller moves that the Pistons make. We've seen they didn't go out and make big moves this offseason because they know if they're going anywhere, it's going to be on the back of Cade Cunningham and obviously those secondary guys like Ivy and Thompson and Jalen Duren. But just looking at Cade Cunningham's numbers, 76 games played through his first 2 years, 41% from the field, 31% from three, 18 points a game, about 6 rebounds and 6 assists.